Today, I'm going to talk about the math behind sleep. We spend nearly a third of our lives sleeping. But have you ever thought about why we wake up tired, even with 8 hours of sleep, or why we even feel sleepy at night? Today, I'm going to answer these questions and many more by explaining the math behind it all. First, let's think about what the ideal amount of time we should sleep is. Sleep actually consists of cycles. Each cycle has 4 different stages which causes us to be in lighter sleep or deeper sleep. These stages are very light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement. It's given this name as when someone is in REM sleep, their eyes start jerking and rapidly moving under their eyelids. Most of the dreams we have are from REM sleep. In the first 2 stages, it's actually really easy to wake someone up. But in the last 2 stages, it can prove to be quite challenging. Have you ever woken up and realized that you couldn't move your body? This is called sleep paralysis. It happens when your brain wakes up but your body isn't ready. This is because during REM sleep, your body shuts off movement so you don't act out your dreams. If you wake up suddenly during that stage, your brain is alert but your muscles are still technically asleep. Mathematicians use something interesting called a Markov chain to model this. Each sleep stage is a state, like REM, light sleep, and deep sleep, and each stage has a chance of switching to another. This Markov chain is nothing complicated. It basically shows a sequence of events where the probability of transitioning to a different state depends only on the current state, not on anything that happened before it. Now let's talk some more about the cycles. Each cycle lasts for about 90 minutes or 1.5 hours. Usually we should sleep for 4 to 6 cycles. So the ideal amount of time to sleep is 5 into 90 minutes, which is equal to 450 minutes or 7.5 hours. The reason for this is that if you're in the middle of a cycle and you get woken up, then you feel groggy and lethargic. So it's best that you sleep for a multiple of 90 minutes. A common misconception is that you should sleep for exactly 8 hours. The next time someone tells you this, tell them they're wrong. Have you ever noticed that you get sleepy around the same time each night? Well, this is because your body actually has something similar to an inbuilt 24-hour clock, which tells you when to sleep and when to be most active. It's called a circadian rhythm. This rhythm actually looks like a wave, like the graph of some special functions called trigonometric functions. What these graphs portray is the changing values of outputs of trigonometric functions. It looks like they're going up and down. These circadian rhythms actually relate to how alert we feel. We can actually use another trigonometric function to create an equation for how alert we are, like the ones shown on screen. The letter phi here represents the phase shift. Some people are early birds, others are night owls, meaning they sleep early or sleep late. This phase shift basically incorporates that. A positive value of phi shifts this curve to the left, meaning that the person sleeps early. If it's negative, the curve shifts to the right and the person sleeps late. Let's talk a little bit more about alertness. What exactly is alertness? It's not just about being awake, but also is related to how sharp your brain feels. It depends on 2 things: how long you've been awake and what time it is in your body clock or your circadian rhythm. So even if you stay up all night, your body may still make you feel a little bit alert in the morning. There's actually another nice formula for alertness, which doesn't use any complicated functions. Alertness is equal to the base level minus the sleep pressure plus a circadian boost, where the base level is your normal alertness. Sleep pressure is sort of a biological force that makes you feel sleepy the longer you stay awake. It's like a timer that starts counting as soon as you wake up. The longer you're awake, the stronger this pressure builds. You can think of it as a balloon being filled with air throughout the day. The more hours pass, the more pressure builds and the sleepier you feel. Inside your brain, a chemical called adenosine actually builds up while you're awake. The more adenosine, the more tired you feel. When you sleep, adenosine gets cleared out, so you feel refreshed in the morning. So adenosine is what causes sleep pressure. Circadian boost is something which gives you energy during the day, even when you're tired. It's why sometimes you feel wide awake in class at 10 a.m. but incredibly sleepy at 1 p.m. Now let's talk about another interesting thing. Have you ever heard of melatonin? It's also known as the sleep hormone. It's a natural chemical in your body that makes you feel sleepy. Melatonin levels go up when it gets dark, helping you fall asleep. They stay through the night and drop in the morning. We can actually model it through a curve known as an S curve, as it kind of looks like a stretched out S, and the formula is shown on screen. Have you ever heard someone say, "You don't sleep enough, you need to catch up on your sleep"? Well, that's actually correct, and what they're referring to is sleep debt. Suppose you need 7.5 hours of sleep, but because you have exams going on, you manage to get only 6 hours of sleep every day. So your sleep debt per day will be 1.5 hours. The formula for sleep debt is quite very simple. Sleep debt is equal to the number of hours required minus the number of hours slept. Usually students in middle school and high school accumulate a lot of sleep debt, which is why we try and sleep a lot on weekends. We're just paying back our debts. Another cool way to measure sleep is sleep efficiency. Sleep efficiency measures how much time you spend in bed is actually used for sleeping. The formula to calculate sleep efficiency is actually quite simple. Sleep efficiency is equal to the time in bed upon the time asleep into 100. Let's talk about one last thing. Have you ever used a fan or white noise to help you sleep? White noise is just a mix of all sound frequencies played at once. It helps by covering up sudden sounds like barking dogs or loud traffic. To analyze these sounds, scientists use a cool tool called the Fourier transform. But we can just think about them as something which breaks down everything into simple waves which are formed by trigonometric functions, like the ones we saw earlier to model a circadian rhythm. In this case, this tool breaks any sound into simple sine waves. The sine function is nothing but a name for a special type of trigonometric function. It tells us how much of each frequency is present, just like breaking down a smoothie into the fruits that made it. I hope this video helped you understand that sleep isn't just a simple process related to science and biology. It's actually a deeply mathematical concept as well. So tonight, when you lie in bed, remember, you're not just going to sleep. You're entering one of the most mathematically rich experiences of your life.